I come from that kind of world where everything was dog eat dog. If you had money, if you had jewelry, and if you couldn't defend your stuff or protect it, you were getting taken. You were going to get killed. And all my life I've seen murders and robberies, and I became a part of that. And I took the choice to become a part of it because when you think about it, I have a brother who's like one of the top trauma surgeons in the country. I had a sister that was a teacher before she passed. And so I come from a very educated background. I never passed the 9th grade because I was just so entrenched into the street world. I was just very allured to that. That was really what I wanted to be because you saw instant gratification as far as respect was concerned in the street world. I didn't have much patience, and that's what I wanted. So I started getting involved with crime at a young age. My first arrest, I guess I was, 10 years old, my first arrest. Pickpocket, jostling. And so when I went to the institution, I realized I'm in this form. All my friends are here. Everybody that saw me in the streets, pickpocketing other guys from different boroughs, and I got addicted to it even more. So I wasn't afraid to go to jail anymore. So yeah, I'm one of those guys. So I went away in this other prison institution, and it's called Tryon. So I'm in Tryon, and I'm kind of like a badass guy. So somebody said something, or he pulled at my hat, so I stabbed some guy, and I went to another correction. Then I went there, such an opportunity. I met a gentleman by the name of Customado, an old Italian man. And when I went there, he talked to me. He talked to me for 2 weeks. He just talked to me. I thought he was a pervert because he was saying all these things that I'm beautiful and I can do this. But when I sparred, I was getting shellacked. So I knew it was no way that he would think that I was a good fighter, but he saw something that I still don't see what he saw to this day. I don't know how it worked. I started listening to this Italian guy, and he teaches me to fight. And I'm 14 years old. I win this national championship, then I won this junior national champion. I'm breaking record. I knock a guy out in 8 seconds. How did that happen? And he still told me I was imperfect. I was wrong. I was flawed. So I didn't know how that worked, and I just started listening to him. I said, when I went back home, I was getting ready to do some more robberies, because every now and then I would go back to Brooklyn and do robberies and come back, because the state was paying them like $150 a month, and that wasn't even paying for my pants and my sneakers. One day when we were going to do another robbery, a friend of mine was telling me, no, you're with those white people, Mike, stay with them. These people love you, Mike. I saw you win this champion, they love you. So to my friend that told me that, me and him was together one day, we went by a dice game, and we know these guys. These are our friends, guys we grew up with. But something was different. I saw them when we looked at the dice game. We didn't gamble, but they looked at each other. No one said hi. I said, what's up? They always said hi to me, but they didn't talk to him. And so we left, and a week later they told me that they killed him. And so ever since my friend died, I stayed up there, and I never came back, and I became successful. And I became champion at 20 years old, the youngest champion ever. I had hundreds of millions, I had money, but I still had that darkness in me. That darkness wasn't out of me yet. I still didn't have peace. Something was I still had that old darkness from back before. And then, because, of course, my father and mother, they're addicts, and I'm not fighting anymore, and I have nothing to do, why not I become an addict? Because that's just how it goes, right? So I become this addict now, because I always drank my whole life, never stopped drinking. And so I started going through this process of I'm carbon clean. So I get clean for a year, I get clean for 5 years, but then I relapse. And the reason why I relapsed is because I didn't have a spiritual awakening. I just wasn't using drugs. I wasn't sober. I just wasn't using drugs and liquor. I just wasn't using, I was miserable. From my experience, I found out that God, it tests you. It tests you and see how much of this you can take before you say, let's just be finished with this. You know what I mean? It wants to show you something. It wants to see how much you can take, how much you can handle of life. You say you love life, you want to live life. I'm going to show you life. Life is beautiful, but you have to accept the good and the bad as being beautiful. You can't accept the good, oh, this is beautiful. Then we lose somebody, oh, life sucks. Life is beautiful because life gave us the ability to just know them on our journey in life. We met them. We loved them. We cared about them. They cared about us. That's the purpose of life, just to enjoy what we had, what we journeyed through it. Because sometimes we don't understand, like, what is this thing? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I have to go through this pain? Why do I have to go through this fear all the time? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? Then it wouldn't be life. It wouldn't be life. We have to take life at its term, life on life terms, not life on our terms. We have to live life on life terms, not on our terms.